Hello, and welcome back to the GCP-Mindset channel. Today, we're diving deep into a crucial topic in clinical research: regulatory authority inspections in clinical trials. Whether you're a sponsor, investigator, monitor, or study coordinator, this episode will give you the essential knowledge to understand inspections, what triggers them, what regulators look for, and how to stay audit and inspection ready at all times. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the GCP-Mindset channel and all topics on clinical research.
First things first, what exactly is a regulatory inspection, and how is it different from an audit? Inspections are formal reviews carried out by regulatory authorities, such as the FDA in the United States, the EMA in Europe, and the MHRA in the UK. Unlike audits, which are usually initiated internally by sponsors or CROs as part of a quality assurance program, inspections come with legal weight and regulatory consequences. Both inspections and audits assess compliance with GCP, but while audits help improve internal processes, inspections are about external oversight and can result in serious outcomes, including warning letters, data rejection, or site disqualification. Inspections can be conducted by national authorities like BfArM in Germany, SUKL in the Czech Republic, or ANSM in France. In the US, it's the FDA. The EMA doesn't perform its own inspections, but coordinates them across EU member states. Sometimes, inspections are joint efforts across several countries, especially in multinational trials. And yes, FDA inspectors also travel to inspect non-US sites aiming for FDA approval. The main targets of inspections include clinical trial sites, sponsors, CROs, laboratories, and systems like electronic trial master files. Most inspections focus on the trial sites, but increasingly, sponsor and CRO oversight are coming under the spotlight. Inspections can either be routine or triggered. Routine inspections follow a risk-based plan, while triggered inspections are often the result of safety concerns, complaints, protocol violations, or anomalies in submitted data. There are also application-related inspections, where a study is reviewed as part of a marketing authorization process. Regulatory authorities may give little notice, sometimes just 1 to 3 days, so being prepared at all times is critical. Now let's talk about findings. During an inspection, issues are typically categorized into 3 levels: critical, major, and minor. Critical findings are the most serious. These are deficiencies that have already compromised subject safety or data integrity. Think missing informed consent, protocol deviations, improper drug storage, or even fraud. These findings are totally unacceptable and can lead to legal action, data rejection, or even exclusion of the site or sponsor from future studies. Major findings indicate serious problems that might affect safety or data quality if left uncorrected. For example, study vaccines stored improperly but not yet used on patients might count as a major finding. A missing date on an informed consent form could also be considered major, especially if the documentation makes the timeline unclear. Minor findings are issues that don't directly impact subject safety or data quality but still indicate areas needing improvement. These could include missing CV dates, poor handwriting in logs, or training certificates not being up to date. While minor on their own, a pattern of such findings can elevate the seriousness and trigger further scrutiny. Inspectors focus on a broad range of areas to assess GCP compliance. These include documentation, such as informed consent forms, delegation logs, essential documents, and training records. They look at protocol adherence, source data traceability, and whether your processes comply with ALCOA Plus principles. Data should be attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, and accurate. Expect attention on eTMF completeness, GCP training records, safety reporting procedures, investigational product accountability, and oversight by sponsors and CROs. Inspectors also verify that systems are validated, access is properly controlled, and the overall documentation tells a reliable, complete story of the study. And keep in mind, human factors matter. Inspectors are people. Their mood, focus, and professional background can influence how findings are assessed. But regardless of these variables, findings should always be taken seriously, addressed promptly, and followed up with corrective and preventive actions. Being inspection ready doesn't mean scrambling when the inspection is announced. It means being prepared at any moment. If an inspection is triggered tomorrow, you should be able to demonstrate compliance without stress. That includes organizing mock audits, ensuring documentation is accurate and accessible, keeping delegation logs updated, and maintaining oversight of delegated tasks. If you're asked a question, answer within your responsibility and don't guess. Redirect questions to the right person. Follow clean desk policies. Avoid casual work discussions in hallways or cafeterias. Inspectors might be nearby. Always track what you hand over to inspectors and avoid giving away original documents unless formally agreed. Suspicious behavior, like restricting access to source data, unexplained delays in document delivery, or unrealistically perfect records, can all raise red flags. Transparency and realism are your best tools for trust. Let's spend a moment on the Trial Master File, or TMF. This is where the full story of a trial lives. Whether you're using a paper TMF or an eTMF, it needs to be up-to-date, audit-trailed, and inspection-ready at all times. Your TMF should demonstrate compliance, document completeness, and traceability. Regular quality checks and reconciliations are a must. Focus areas include protocols, amendments, investigator brochures, regulatory approvals, training records, CVs, informed consent forms, IP documentation, safety reports, and closeout materials. System validation, user training, and correct access permissions are also non-negotiables. A well-maintained TMF can make or break your inspection outcome. Publicly available inspection data offers valuable lessons. The FDA's inspection dashboard allows you to filter findings by region, year, and even individual company. One key takeaway: critical findings don't vary much between domestic and foreign sites. Mistakes are universal. Examples of FDA warning letters show that poor CAPA responses or protocol violations often lead to public penalties. For instance, failing to follow the investigational plan or not responding adequately to Form 483 observations are frequent triggers for FDA warning letters. MHRA also provides inspection metrics. In their most recent dataset, they reported critical findings across sponsors, CROs, and sites, especially in pharmacovigilance, protocol compliance, IVRS setup, and TMF documentation. For instance, failures to report safety events on time or maintain essential documents were flagged as critical. These reports serve as excellent resources for learning from past mistakes. Inspections should be viewed as opportunities, not just risks. They're not about punishment, they're about protecting patients and ensuring data integrity. Stay organized, document everything, and keep your team aligned and informed. And always remember one of the golden rules in clinical research: if it's not documented, it didn't happen. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content on clinical research.